Today, we're diving into a topic that's especially important for our boomer generation and something that's easily misunderstood: cholesterol. We're living in an age where the American dream seems within reach. Our standard of living has gone up, and we're eating better than ever. But this comes with a downside. A lot of us are getting back our physical checkup and seeing a red flag on the lipid panel, especially concerning that bad cholesterol. It's like a dark cloud hanging over our heads. The moment many people hear the word cholesterol, alarm bells go off. We think it's the root of all evil, clogging our arteries, especially that innocent egg, which has been unfairly vilified for years, banished from countless breakfast tables. But what if the truth is completely different from what we believe? In this video, we're going to unveil a surprising fact. In a recent ranking of high cholesterol foods, eggs are almost at the bottom of the list. And the real culprit, the king of cholesterol, is something many of us might think is healthy and eat regularly. So today, we're taking on the cholesterol issue head-on. We'll peel back the layers of mystery, tell you about the warning signs your body gives you when your cholesterol is too high, and show you the potential damage it can do to your heart, brain, and bones. We'll reveal that eye-opening list of high cholesterol foods, and most importantly, I'll share 3 everyday foods that can help you effectively lower your cholesterol and give your arteries a thorough cleaning. This information is vital for everyone's health, so please listen carefully. I promise you'll learn a lot. Before we get started, if you genuinely care about your health and the health of your family, please hit the subscribe button below and turn on notifications. That way you won't miss any of our practical health tips in the future. Here, we only reveal those health truths that mainstream media rarely tells you honestly. If you like what we share, please type 1 in the comments section. This is the warmest support for our continued creation. Okay, let's get into today's topic. First, let's understand what cholesterol actually is. Is it friend or foe? The truth is, cholesterol itself isn't the villain. In fact, it's an essential substance for life. Think of it as a building material for your body's house. The outer wall of every cell, the cell membrane, needs cholesterol to strengthen it, keeping its structure complete and stable. Without it, cells become weak. Second, it's a raw material for synthesizing important hormones like adrenaline and sex hormones. These hormones regulate various physiological functions. Even the vitamin D we synthesize from sunlight requires cholesterol. So cholesterol is a hard-working employee in our bodies. How does it become a health hazard? The problem lies in excess. Too much of anything, even good things, can be harmful. Our body's cholesterol comes from 2 main sources. A large portion is synthesized by our liver and our body itself, which we call physiological cholesterol. Its amount depends on our metabolism and circulation. The other part comes from the food we eat, like meat, eggs, dairy, and carbohydrates. After digestion, these transform into exogenous cholesterol. When we consume too much exogenous cholesterol, or if our metabolism malfunctions, the total cholesterol level in our blood exceeds the healthy amount. This is when the trouble starts. So, how do we interpret our cholesterol levels on our health report? When you get your health report, don't just stare at the total cholesterol number. We need to know how to differentiate between good and bad. Bad cholesterol, LDL, low density, lipoprotein. Cholesterol. Think of LDL cholesterol as an irresponsible delivery guy. He's responsible for transporting cholesterol from the liver to the rest of the body, but he's careless. During delivery, he randomly throws away the packages of cholesterol. The abandoned packages stick to our blood vessel walls, accumulating over time and eventually blocking the road. Therefore, the lower the number of the delivery guy, the better. Good cholesterol, HDL, high density. Lipoprotein. Cholesterol. The quantity of the HDL cholesterol should be higher. HDL cholesterol is like a janitor who goes after the bad delivery guy. The job of the janitor is to recycle the cholesterol by sending them back to the liver. When the bad cholesterol is too high, our body sends out warning signs. These signals are weak and easy to miss. Older friends must know how to recognize the early warning signals of high cholesterol. Warning sign. Yellow light on the skin. This is the most intuitive signal. Take a look in the mirror or have a family member help you check, especially around your eyelids, corners of your eyes, elbows, knees, and the backs of your hands. Look for small, flat yellowish or orange-yellowish bumps the size of rice grains or soybeans. They're soft to the touch, not painful or itchy, but they may slowly grow larger. This is called xanthoma, meaning that extra cholesterol accumulates under the skin. Studies show this is more common among older people, especially women, and is a significant sign of abnormal blood lipids. Warning. Sign 2. Blurry vision and corneal arcus. If you've noticed that your vision has been blurry lately, as if there's a veil in front of your eyes, or that your eyes get tired, after a short time, don't just chalk it up to old age. When cholesterol and triglycerides are too high, the blood becomes thick like porridge. This slows down the blood flow, and the capillaries in the retina can easily become blocked. Research shows that these lipoprotein wastes can leak out of the blood vessels and invade the macula, which is responsible for central vision, thereby affecting eyesight and possibly leading to blindness. Another sign is when you look in the mirror and see a grayish-white opaque ring around the edge of your iris. This is a corneal arcus, which is also a sign of cholesterol buildup in the cornea. Warning. Sign 3. Buzzing in the brain, dizziness, headache, and memory loss. Do you often feel dizzy, as if you haven't woken up yet? Or do you often feel a heaviness or throbbing pain in your head? Is your memory not as good as it used to be, forgetting what you just said? These may also be due to high cholesterol. The brain is the headquarters of the body and needs a large supply of blood. High cholesterol speeds up the hardening and narrowing of blood vessels in the brain, resulting in insufficient blood and oxygen supply to the brain. Over time, this can cause dizziness, headaches, and increase the risk of neurological diseases such as Alzheimer's. Again, these symptoms aren't unique to high cholesterol, but they're important reminders. Once your body frequently flashes these red lights, seek medical attention promptly to determine the cause. If you ignore the early warning signs, high cholesterol, a silent killer, can cause more serious, even fatal damage to your health. The 4 deadly dangers of high cholesterol. Danger 1. Atherosclerosis and heart disease. This is the most direct and major danger of high cholesterol. Think of healthy blood vessels as smooth, elastic water pipes. Excess LDL cholesterol is like impurities and scale in the water, depositing and adhering to the inner walls of the pipes day after day. Over time, these scales, medically known as atherosclerotic plaques, thicken and harden, the blood vessels narrowing the lumen. Once the coronary arteries that supply blood to the heart are blocked, by more than 70% angina will occur. If this unstable plaque suddenly ruptures, platelets in the blood will gather to form a thrombus, like a cork, instantly blocking the blood vessel, completely causing large area necrosis of myocardial cells. This is the extremely dangerous myocardial infarction, heart attack. Danger 2. Stroke. Similarly, if traffic congestion occurs in the blood vessels leading to the brain, it will cause a stroke. Brain nerve cells are extremely sensitive to ischemia and hypoxia. Interruption of blood flow for a few minutes can cause irreversible damage. The consequences of a stroke are devastating, leading to hemiplegia, facial paralysis, speech impairment, swallowing difficulties, and a series of severe sequelae. It not only seriously affects the quality of life, but can also endanger life. Controlling cholesterol is protecting the lifeline of our brain. Danger 3. Osteoporosis. Many people don't realize that cholesterol can steal calcium from our bones. Our bones are constantly remodeling themselves with osteoclasts, responsible for breaking down old bone, and osteoblasts responsible for building new bone. Research has found that high cholesterol disrupts the balance of this process. It inhibits the activity of osteoblasts while encouraging osteoclasts to break down bone tissue. As a result, bone loss far exceeds bone production, making the bones porous and fragile. A study even found that postmenopausal women with high LDL cholesterol have a 30% increased risk of osteoporosis. Danger 4. Fatty liver disease. The liver is our body's cholesterol processing factory. When we eat too much cholesterol, far exceeding the factory's processing capacity, these fats have to accumulate in the liver, causing the liver cells to swell. This forms a fatty liver. Studies show that about 70% of people with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease also have hypercholesterolemia, high cholesterol. Fatty liver disease is not a trivial matter. If left unchecked, it can lead to liver inflammation and further develop into liver fibrosis, cirrhosis, and even liver cancer in the worst cases. Okay, now that we've clarified the basic knowledge about cholesterol, let's reveal the latest high cholesterol food ranking. High cholesterol food. Blacklist revealed. 6th place eggs. Eggs have been vilified for their cholesterol content, but they're actually safe to consume. Modern nutritional research has confirmed that the human body has a limited absorption rate of cholesterol from food and a powerful regulatory mechanism. Eating eggs in moderation will not significantly affect the cholesterol levels in the blood. Eggs are one of the most nutritionally complete foods, rich in high-quality protein, lecithin, vitamins, and minerals. So, unless you have severe hypercholesterolemia, eating one whole egg a day is perfectly fine. 5th place animal organ. Meats, liver, kidneys, brains, heart, etc. Organ meats are a favorite of many people. They're indeed rich in nutrients such as iron, zinc, and vitamin A, which are beneficial for improving anemia. However, as organs that metabolize and store toxins, they also have high cholesterol content far higher than ordinary poultry. For older people whose cholesterol metabolism has already declined, eating too much is undoubtedly adding insult to injury, so this dish can be an occasional treat but should not be a regular item on the table. 4th place, cream-based products, buttercream cake, ice cream, etc. Soft cream cakes, buttery breads, and silky ice cream always bring us happiness. However, behind this, sweetness lies a high cholesterol trap. These foods usually use a large amount of animal cream or butter to achieve a rich milk flavor and smooth texture. These are all saturated fats with very high cholesterol content. Enjoying them occasionally is okay, but if you make them part of your everyday breakfast or snack routine, your arteries will age prematurely. 3rd place, full-fat dairy products, full-fat milk, full-fat yogurt, cheese, etc. Milk and yogurt are good for calcium supplementation and are crucial for the bone health of older people. But when choosing them, take a closer look. Whole milk retains all the natural fats in the milk, so the cholesterol content is relatively high. For people with already elevated blood lipids, it's wiser to choose low-fat or skimmed dairy products. This way, you can get the high-quality protein and calcium from milk while effectively controlling cholesterol intake. 2nd place, shellfish, shrimp, crab, etc. Shrimp and crab meat taste delicious and are nutritious, rich in high-quality protein and unsaturated fatty acids that are good for the cardiovascular system. But everything has two sides. These seafoods also have a relatively high cholesterol content. Cholesterol is not evenly distributed. It mainly concentrates in two parts, the shrimp head and the crab roe crab butter. These two parts are veritable cholesterol storehouses with a cholesterol content of up to several hundred milligrams per 100 grams, far exceeding the healthy recommended amount. So when enjoying these delicacies, remember that shrimp meat is okay to eat, but don't suck on the head. Crab meat is okay to savor, but crab roe should be tasted sparingly. First place. Animal brains, pig brains, sheep brains, etc. Many people like to order pig brains when eating hot pot because they think it has a tender texture and can supplement what it lacks. However, from a cholesterol perspective, this is equivalent to eating solidified cholesterol. The cholesterol content of animal brains is the highest of all foods, with a cholesterol content of up to 2,000 or 3,000 TLZ per 100 grams. This far exceeds the body's daily needs. Long-term consumption can directly lead to a surge in blood cholesterol levels and is an extremely dangerous trigger for cardiovascular disease. Therefore, for your health, we really recommend putting this delicacy on the blacklist. After reading the blacklist, you may feel a little nervous. Don't worry. Doctors have also recommended 3 affordable everyday foods that are natural cholesterol-lowering godsends. 3 foods that lower cholesterol. First, onions, artery cleaners. Onions may not look like much, but they have 2 tricks for dealing with cholesterol. First, the sulfides in onions can help lower the total cholesterol content in the blood. Second, they're rich in quercetin, a flavonoid that's a powerful antioxidant which can reduce the oxidation of LDL cholesterol, protecting vascular endothelial cells and preventing cholesterol deposition. Whether eaten raw in salads or stir-fried onions are a great choice. It's recommended to eat 50-100 grams per day. Low-temperature quick stir-frying can better preserve the beneficial components. Second, broccoli, cholesterol scavengers. Broccoli is an outstanding representative of cruciferous vegetables. Its biggest advantage is that it's rich in soluble dietary fiber. When this fiber enters the intestines, it can bind to cholesterol and bile acids, which help digest fats, forming a complex that's excreted in the stool. This way, the body absorbs less cholesterol. In order to compensate for the excreted bile acids, the liver has to use more cholesterol from the blood to make new bile acids. This indirectly lowers cholesterol levels in the blood. It's recommended to consume 2 to 3 times per week. Blanching and then stir-frying or steaming are the best cooking methods. Third, mung bean sprouts, artery protectors. Mung bean sprouts are a symbol of vitality and contain great health energy. They're rich in vitamin E and dietary fiber, which can effectively inhibit cholesterol deposition on blood vessel walls. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that can prevent LDL cholesterol from being oxidized into more toxic oxidized LDL cholesterol, thereby reducing stimulation and damage to blood vessel walls. Mung bean sprouts can be eaten in salads, stir-fried, or used in soup with tofu, which is delicious and healthy. However, they have a cooling effect, so people with spleen and stomach deficiency should not eat them in excess. At this point, many people may think, "That's easy, I'll never touch anything high in cholesterol again to keep it as low as possible." Please wait a minute. This idea is one-sided and may even be dangerous. Cholesterol should not be too low. A large study by Shanghai Ruijin Hospital, which tracked over 120,000 people for 10 years, found a very interesting phenomenon. People with very low LDL cholesterol levels actually had an increased risk of cancer, especially those with poorly controlled blood sugar and extremely low LDL cholesterol levels. This may be because cholesterol is too low, affecting the normal function of our cells and the immune system. So our attitude towards cholesterol shouldn't be to eradicate it, but to coexist peacefully and control it within a reasonable range that doesn't harm blood vessels and can maintain normal physiological functions. Okay, friends, that's all for today's content on cholesterol. Let's do a quick review of today's key points. Point 1. Re-understand cholesterol. It's divided into good HDL cholesterol and bad LDL cholesterol. Our goal is to increase good cholesterol and lower bad cholesterol, not just to lower it indiscriminately. Point 2. Remember the food blacklist. The real cholesterol king is animal brain, followed by shrimp heads, crab roe, whole milk cream-based products, and organ meats. Eggs have been unfairly demonized, and it's perfectly healthy to eat them in moderation. Point 3. Eat more of these 3 cholesterol-lowering foods. Eating more onions, broccoli, and mung bean sprouts can help us gently regulate blood lipids. Point 4. Balance is key. Both high and low cholesterol are risky. Maintaining it within a reasonable range is the smart thing to do. To my older friends, I want to give you a special reminder. 1. Get regular checkups. As we age, our metabolism naturally declines. Getting a blood lipid test at least once a year is the most basic and important step in understanding your health. 2. Learn to read your health report. Don't just look at the total number. Pay special attention to LDL cholesterol and HDL cholesterol. 3. In terms of diet, grab the big ones and let go of the small ones. You don't need to completely cut out all good food. The key is to control total calories, limit the top-ranked items on the blacklist, and ensure a variety of ingredients, including plenty of vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. 4. Exercise is a good way to lower cholesterol. You don't need to pursue strenuous exercise. Gentle aerobic exercises like brisk walking, jogging, tai chi, and dancing are very beneficial for regulating blood lipids and enhancing cardiopulmonary function as long as you stick with them. 5. Follow medical advice. If your blood lipid levels are severely elevated, you must follow your doctor's advice and don't blindly trust so-called miraculous remedies lest you delay your condition. 6. Maintain an optimistic attitude. Mood also affects blood lipids. Being in a good mood and getting enough sleep is also an important part of maintaining good health. Health is a long-term battle that requires us to manage it with knowledge and patience. I hope today's content can be a small help on your health journey. If you found this video helpful, please don't hesitate to give it a like and share it with your family and friends you care about. See you in the next video.